Today we are going to start a new topic, triangle and its properties. Before starting with the triangle, I hope you all remember about the definition and some of its previous properties. I will tell you. So, what is the definition of triangle? Does anyone know? So, triangle is nothing but a simple post curve made by three line segments. So, we have to discuss some properties today, including what is altitude, what is median, then the exterior angle sum, the angle sum property, and the exterior angle property, side sum property. We will see what are the special cases, including the isosceles triangle and then the equilateral triangle. And the last one we have to see is what is the Pythagoras theorem, since it is the main part. So let us start with the altitude. Does anyone know what is altitude in a triangle? Suppose you have given this triangle ABC. Now you have to tell me what is the altitude. Anyone, whatever comes to your mind, you can just tell it to me. So I have this triangle, let's say. You have to tell me what is the height, what is the altitude for this triangle. And this is my base, okay? Anyone? Let me clarify. Now can you anyone say? I hope you are getting me. The height of this triangle is nothing but for this base only, okay? The height of this triangle is the gap between my two hands. So what I wanted to say is, if this is my base, then the height from this point will be the shortest distance between this point and this line. So let's say P. So AP is my altitude. Similarly, we have three altitudes in a triangle. For B, for C. Hope you have got it. Okay, let's come on to the next point, that is median. Median is nothing but the point which bisects the opposite side from this point. If this is our base and we have to find the median from this point, let's say A again. So the point which bisects this line segment, the opposite line segment, is nothing but our median. Hope you are clear with this. Again we have three median in triangle. This. They may coincide or may not coincide. Okay. Let's come to the next property we have, the angle sum property. What does the angle sum property says that in a triangle we have three angles A, B and C. So whenever we cut out these angles, let's say we take a paper and we are making a paper cutting and taking out these angles and adding them. So then it will something look like this. Suppose we have this angle, we have this angle, and we have this angle. So you will see that whenever we will add them, we always get a linear line. We will always get a straight line. Since this is a straight line, this angle is always 180 degree. So what we are going to say that the sum of these three angles will always be 180 degree. Why I am saying so? Because whenever you will see this by practically doing yourself, you will see that it always coming to be 180 degree. So it is the activity part. We will also cover in the activity things. From here we have one more property, that is the exterior angle property. What does the property says that, suppose we have the extension this, so this will be our exterior angle C, this will be our interior angle C. So what we can say for this angle, I think everyone is getting. So this angle is again, this is again a straight line, so it will be 180 degree. So since this plus this, that is interior angle C plus exterior angle C equals to 180 degree from here. And from the previous property what we have is angle C plus angle A plus angle B equal to 180 degree. So what we can conclude from here, these two things are same. This right hand side 180 degree is also same. So what we can conclude about these things, the exterior angle C is equal to nothing but angle A plus angle B. These two must be equal. So here the property comes that the exterior angle of a triangle will be equal to the interior, the opposite angles sum, the sum of the opposite angles interior to that angle. Okay, this is one of the most important property we have to see. Not only here, it will come in higher classes also. For verifications and for justifications, we will use this property many times. Hope you have cleared the four properties. Let me come to the fifth one. We have is the angle sum property we have covered. Now we will have the side sum property. What does this say? In a triangle, the sum of two sides is always greater than the third one. Why I am saying so? So let me prove it. It's not so hard. Suppose if we keep a protector here and just increase this angle by keeping this radius. Again, if we go from this side, you will see that this is the length, this will be equal to this length, the length this will be equal to this length. So the sum of these two sides, this will always overlap, and since it is overlapping, you can conclude that the sum is always greater than this side. Hope you are getting. So this is the side sum property. Why is this important? Because suppose we have given the sides of a triangle. So can we conclude that if the sides are true or not? We can also conclude that yes, it can form a side, it can form a triangle, or it will be some collinear points that are just forming some line. So similar with the side sum property, we have the side difference property also. The side difference property is nothing but the, let's say, inverse of it. So if we have a triangle, we can conclude that the difference of the larger minus the smaller side is always less than the third side. We will find out it using the practical paper cutting and not a big thing. So let's go on to the next property. Sixth, we have to see some special cases including the triangle, like isosceles triangle and the equilateral triangle. So in isosceles triangle, I hope you all know about the isosceles triangle. It is nothing but the triangle which has the base angles are equal, in which the base angles are equal, and for the equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. For the isosceles, only the base angles are equal. So there are more type of triangles we have distinguished by using the shape and angles. Hope you remember about the acute angle triangle, obtuse angle triangle, and the right angle triangle. So this is our acute angle triangle, this is our right angle triangle, and this is our obtuse angle triangle. Hope you are getting it. So the last thing we will see today is the Pythagoras theorem. One of the most important things. It will come in your higher classes also. We will see the more activitical proof of this theorem also in later classes. So what does it say? Whenever we are talking about Pythagoras theorem. So the longest side we called it as hypotenuse. The other two sides, let's say leg 2, leg 1, we call this height as height, or the leg 1 as height, and leg 2 as base also. So what does this Pythagoras theorem actually says? It says that, let's say PQR is our triangle. So in this triangle, PR, the hypotenuse sides square, is equals to the sum of the squares of its legs, or the sum of base square and leg square and height square. So we write it as QR square plus QP square. How to get it? So this is one of the most important thing. We can easily find the one leg if we have given a hypotenuse and the height. If we have given the length of this any two sides, we can easily find the third side. So hope you have somewhere heard about the smallest triplet, that is 3, 4, 5. Why smallest triplet? Because it is the integral triplet that gives a very good square form. Am I right? Okay. So does anyone know any other triplet? Why I am calling these triplets? Because it forms in the it actually fits in the Pythagoras theorem in the right angle triangle very easily. Okay. Suppose we have one leg 12, other leg 5, and what will be its hypotenuse? Hypotenuse of the right angle. Can anyone say quickly? It's 13. Hope you are clear with this. If anyone of you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.